right. So only one more session and then you're done for the day. Thanks for hanging in. We got two things to do before we take our group photo, which you need to stick around for. The first is going to be announcing our Titan Awards, and the second is going to be some shenanigans. So first, I want to again thank all of our symposium sponsors for allowing us to bring together the community and have this wonderful event. So thank you to Boehringer Ingelheim, IQVIA, Johnson & Johnson, Gilead, CL, EPAM, Nemesis, and Thesaurus Health for making it possible for us to all come together. Thank you. I also want to thank our inaugural OHDSI Advisory Board member, Amgen. As you heard from George, it takes quite a lot to just keep the coordinating center, keep the lights on, and we don't even succeed always at that. But we need more members to join our advisory board, both so that we can get advice and so that we can have support to make sure that we can continue to grow this community. So I hope you encourage that, and thank you, Amgen, for leading in this effort. I hope you all enjoyed the collaborator showcase, both getting to engage with the posters and the software demos, as well as all of our lightning talks. If you did like the content, you have to thank the Scientific Review Committee, who did peer review of all of that content and provided feedback and input to share that, and selected the lightning talks that were ultimately presented. So I want to thank again our Scientific Review Committee for all of their hard work. And I also want to share my thanks for those who made this entire week happen, not just this week, but throughout many months leading up to this. Thank you to Elise, thank you to Craig, thank you to the entire Columbia team. Many of these people deserve their thanks because they did all of the stuff that you saw, and in about 45 minutes you're going to have a much deeper appreciation of the help that they offered. So, many of you in this room are Titan Award nominees, and I think that that's actually a special thing because it means somebody in our community recognized what you are doing for our community and wanted to celebrate that contribution. And I think what I've enjoyed about our community efforts towards having these Titan Awards is the recognition that this isn't something that any one person's unilaterally deciding. It's our community actually coming together and saying, like, who is doing something that really advances the mission of OHDSI? And there's so many different ways to do that. And it's great to see so many people recognized. So for all of you who are nominees, I think you're already a winner. But to be more precise, some of you are going to be winners and some of you are not. But I do want to give a round of applause for all of our Titan Award nominees. Thank you for what you have done for our community. All right. So with that, I'm going to announce these a little bit differently. I'm going to start by announcing the Titan Award for Data Standards, and that is going to go to Polina Talapova. Polina, come on up. Where's Polina? There she is. As you, the walk-up music. Everybody who's going to get a Titan Award, if you get one, come on up. Mark and George are going to do the honors of bestowing the award and taking a nice picture. As all of you know, Polina's been instrumental in our community and driving a lot of the great vocabulary work and supporting many of our organizations. So richly deserved for Polina for the Titan Award of Data Standards. Congratulations, Polina.
Thanks so much.
All right, our next Titan Award is for methodologic research, and that award goes to Joel Swerdel. Joel's all the way in the back, so he's got to make a long jog. Joel's always finding ways to get extra steps. I've just realized that. So as many of you heard Joel's lightning talk, but also he was recognized for a lot of the contributions he's made in the community and trying to support the areas of phenotype development and evaluation, including the development of Phi Evaluator. So congratulations, Joel. Oh, I just did the wrong one. Damn it.
This, we got it.
All right, I screwed up the order. Did you get a picture? Good? All right. Screwed up the order.
It's gonna be a long time.
All right, this category. All right, this category, we actually had a tie. Our Titan Award Committee recognizing contributions in open source development refused to actually select one important contribution from the community because there were multiple that really stood out in the committee's mind. And so celebrating our 2025 Titan Award for open source development, we have the Treatment Patterns Development Team, Aniek, Markus, and Maarten van Kessel, and Jared Houghtaling. There's Jared, there's Aniek. And Maarten couldn't be here, but we're in luck. Aniek, you get to hold that in the photo.
We flubbed.
Congratulations, Aniek, Maarten, Jared. Our 2025 Titan Award for Clinical Applications, recognizing a team for their important contributions to advancing public health, is the DARWIN EU team. Can I ask all members of the DARWIN EU team that are here, come on up to be recognized. This is a nice demonstration that it requires a large team to do important work, but it's great to see all of that come to fruition.
We got a lot.
Congratulations. I'll bring Markus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall off.
I'll bring Markus.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Nice.
Finance. Good.
Oh wait, Markus should be here.
Make sure you can see the camera. Yeah, you got his picture? Perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Our next 2025 Titan Award is for community support. And that goes to, oh no, I screwed up again. Community collaboration, Lotte, Liesbet, Ilse, come on up. Ilse, Liesbet, Lotte, congratulations. Thank you for all of your work and your collaborations. Lotte couldn't be here, but there she is.
Here, one more time, please. One more time. One more time for.
How can I get a take?
But I think
Are you sure? You're not to go parenting?
very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Join the photo. Now we are going to award the 2025 Titan Award for community support, and that goes to Agnes Kiragga, leading our Odyssey Africa chapter. Cynthia, where's Cynthia? I'm gonna ask Cynthia to please come up. Where's Cynthia? I'm going to ask Cynthia to come up as the co-chair of our Odyssey Africa chapter, both so she can be Agnes and so that in only a few weeks' time, Cynthia, you'll be able to give the Titan Award directly to Agnes at our first ever Odyssey Africa Symposium in Uganda. You get to be Agnes.
Show up. Your face too.
All right. And last but not least, our 2025 Titan Award for Community Leadership this year goes to Greg Klebanov. This is one of the few times I've seen Greg actually in the room for the Titan Awards as opposed to just networking with people outside. But as all you know, Greg has been instrumental in our community, a lot of things behind the scenes, but has really been driving a lot of great work and is a worthy leader to celebrate. Congratulations. While the group photo happens, while the group photo is happening, I'll just say thank you, Elise, for everything you have done for our community. It is amazing. It is definitely not underappreciated how much you do for all of us to make it possible.
You look good as
There's your. I want to thank Craig Saxon, who's busy taking a photo. But Craig does an amazing job for our community. So, thank you, Craig. And I have to get this photo up here. Thank you to George Ripsack. There we go. So I do actually specifically want to call out George. You know, this has been a challenging year for lots of different things, and what George does to actually do so much work behind the scenes to keep the community afloat does need to be recognized and appreciated. You know, George and I have a lot of fun together. Usually most of the fun is when we're fighting over science on a whiteboard, but unfortunately there's a lot of stuff that doesn't involve science on a whiteboard that we have to do to make things happen, and I appreciate everything that you do, George, to make it possible. Thank you. All right. All right, with that, gentlemen, that's all I need to do.
Go.
If you'd like your heads, you're welcome. You're welcome to your heads. There you go. Take your head. Greg, this is like a before after. Just saying. Polina, you get a head later. All right. Yeah. What's that? Oh, yeah, sure. All right. So that's one great thing. Congratulations to all the Titan Award winners. Remember, we're going to take a photo outside. In between, I want to say a couple things. So I'm going to dedicate this closing to Jamie Weaver and Andrew Williams, who can't be here today. It's been a challenging year to lose two really important members of our community. It's hard to lose anybody, but when I think about Jamie and Andrew, they really embody the spirit of collaboration. And when Jamie was ill, one of the first things that he did was try to figure out how we were going to learn from that experience. And he had the courage to share his story with our community, and he continued to work towards the spirit of what we're doing. When Andrew got ill earlier this year, he texted me and told me about what he was going through. And he said, I've got a bad beat. This is something that probably is going to have bad outcomes, but it's a great scientific problem that I think this community would be really interested in. I think that sometimes it's a little bit easy to think about the fact that we're doing statistics and analysis in the abstract. We say that we're doing analyses to improve public health and to improve the lives of individuals. It's a lot different when those individuals are not just some abstract idea, but they're our friends, they're our colleagues, they're the people that we collaborate with and have friends with, are friends with, and work together with. And so when you lose them, that's particularly hard. It's been challenging for me to move forward, but I also realize that if there were two members of the community that would want to see us rally around collaboration, it would be Jamie and Andrew. And so with that, I'm going to dedicate this to their memory. It has been quite a journey here in 2025. Lots of things going on, some good, some otherwise. You didn't get a printout of the Our Journey book, but it is online, and I hope that you do take a chance to look at it. Craig did an amazing job of pulling together and synthesizing all the progress that's been made as part of our community. As George mentioned, he writes the intro letter, and I write the closing letter, and we sit down and we coordinate about, like, what do we actually need to say to this community? The community's doing amazing things, but we also can't settle on where we're at. We try to reflect on what's going on and also think about a vision about where we could go. And so while you don't have the physical printout, I encourage you to go read George's letter and encourage you to read my letter and encourage you to read all of the now 300 pages of content in between to celebrate all the remarkable accomplishments that all of you have contributed to. I think it is a good reflection of where we are as a community and the journey that we're on together. I'm going to talk about collaboration, and I'm going to start by talking about failing at scale. How many of you were here last year at the OHDSI Symposium? Raise your hand. Okay, actually a good chunk, like probably 2/3 of you, at least, were here at the OHDSI Symposium last year, so that's great. You may remember that during the closing last year, I provided you all a piece of paper. It was a study from our Legend Type 2 Diabetes study. And I literally told you that all it takes to generate reliable evidence is a piece of paper and a pen. We gave you each studies and we walked through the process of how to interpret evidence and determine whether or not it's reliable in our, across the Legend studies. And at least, 5, 10, maybe 15 times I said, you are holding a real study and we need you to publish your study. Because as a community, we are pretty good at generating evidence, but we're not so good at disseminating the evidence at the scale that is probably required. And so I literally gave you each a paper, and I gave you an action in my closing talk, which was to help us disseminate that evidence by publishing the paper that you are holding. Show of hands for how many of you completed the task that I asked you to do. Okay. Now, this isn't just about maximizing Mark's H-index, though that certainly does not hurt. But it did make Mark and Maarten and George and I reflect a lot about last year giving this closing talk and talking about what we need to do to collaborate at evidence at scale I heard positive feedback. I heard some of you say like, oh, I learned something about reliable evidence. It was a good exercise. I felt motivated. But not a single one of you actually took the call to action to collaborate to write the paper. And so it's a little bit challenging and humbling for me to say like, okay, I come up here and give these motivational talks and some of you guys pat me on the back to say, oh good, I feel so energized. But if it doesn't actually result into any sort of tangible action, then like I wonder whether I'm just like doing something silly for the sake of performance or something. I think that as we reflected on this, we realized that the failure isn't necessarily on you all. In fact, to say it's not at all on you. It was actually a failure on me and on us as the leadership team thinking about the tasks we gave, because we basically handed you a result and said, collaborate with us by writing a paper. And that's made me critically think about what does collaboration actually really mean, and I'm going to spend some time talking about that and hopefully reorient to how we can collaborate together. At the OHDSI Europe Symposium earlier this year in beautiful Hasselt, I did a poll everywhere where we said, name the collaborative projects that you are involved in using the OMOP Common Data Model, the OHDSI tools, and people got so excited that they were typing in all their projects, and they made this beautiful word cloud of all these projects, and that's exciting projects that were going on, and indeed, like Liesbet and Ilse and Lotte and the entire team, like the OHDSI Europe meeting in this challenging year was sincerely a bright spot for me in terms of like feeling motivated and energized about collaboration. At the same time, when we presented this, Jason Su, our leader of our OHDSI Taiwan chapter, he actually came up to me and he asked what I thought was a really insightful question. He said, it seems like there's lots of little things going on in the community, and they're pretty great. We're making lots of little progress. He said, but where's the global collaboration? And when he said that, it kind of hit me that we talk as if we are one community. We hope to be one community, but in truth, we're a lot of individuals, some individuals finding some specific opportunities to collaborate. But ultimately, one could look at this plot in two ways. One is you could say, isn't it amazing how many collaborations are going on? One could also look at this and say, what could we do if we could figure out how to get all of these separate projects really collaborating together towards some common shared goals? And so I'm incredibly proud of all of these projects that are up there. We see DARWIN and Eden and Greg and lots of these IHI projects that are trying to stimulate collaboration. And I don't want to diminish any of the collaborative work that is happening in the community because I think it's super important. But when Jason asked the question, what are we actually doing for global collaboration, it made me step back and think about how collaboration isn't just about us sharing what we're doing with each other, but it's actually about trying to figure out what we're going to do and accomplish together. And so I'm going to step back. Instead of asking you all to come up with some grandiose thing like write a whole paper or solve all of the world's pharmacovigilance problems overnight, we're going to start with something basic. And so with Ilse's help over the last week, we ran a little challenge for the community. We said, rather than do something grandiose, why don't we do something very simple? Just ask you all to say hello. And this is the result of that collaborative session.
University of New York.
Hello, from the scenic seacoast of Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Καλημέρα from Greece.
Hello from New York City.
Olá, sou Júlio, de São Paulo.
How are you doing? From the Garden State, New Jersey.
Hello from Prague. Hi, from Singapore. David Tuzeistis.
Good night.
Hello from New England, Connecticut.
Time for my car, otherwise known as the Odyssey Symposium Storage Facility. Manhattan.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Ahoy, all the settlers from Washington, D.C. area.
Sziasztok from Hungary.
Good evening from Chicago.
Hi everyone, from me and Mini-Me and Windy City, Chicago. Hola.
From Tarragona.
G'day from all of us down under in South Australia.
Hello from Israel and hello from OHDSI.
Hello from Connecticut.
What's up from New Jersey?
Hello from Denmark.
Hi from Wallow Hollow Farm in Amherst, Virginia.
Ahoy, Odyssey.
Jeff from Deadwood, South Dakota.
Hi, from Maryland.
Hello from Brooklyn.
Hiya, from me.
Hello from England. Hey y'all from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Good night, RC. Jeff from Australia here. We're called Brad Street and Government Symposium.
From Poconos, Michigan, by way of Baltimore, Maryland. Student Fakultät Französischwissenschaften, Universität Gent, Barcelona. Good day from colorful Colorado, located in the Rocky Mountain region of the U.S. Cheers. Go.
Goedjes uit Rotterdam.
Hola, desde Barcelona.
Namaste, welcome. Hi, this is Shweta.
Hola, desde Barcelona.
Hi, from New York.
Hi, Odyssey.
From Russia.
Hello, Odyssey from New Jersey.
So we have a pretty amazing global community of researchers and collaborators and friends from all around the world. We chose Journey as the band for a reason, but it ends with saying don't stop believing, which I think raises the question, what do we actually believe in? George says it at the start, I will say it at the end, Odyssey's mission is to improve health by empowering a community to collaboratively generate the evidence that promotes better health decisions and better care. I will assert to you that what I believe in is that open science collaboration through global network studies leads to more reliable evidence and is going to lead to better patient outcomes. And together we can have an immediate and sustained impact on global public health and the appropriate use of medical interventions. But it doesn't really matter what I think, it matters what we all think together as a community to figure out how we are going to move together as a community, as a global community, to partner together towards solving specific goals. So that's what I argue that we should believe in. But I also want to talk about how do we get there. And I'm going to assert that we need to evolve how we collaborate. The failure that I had last year in offering up that you could have published papers with us was that we shared what we had learned after we had done it and then asked to collaborate. And then actually, largely, this is what every scientific conference in the world is. You do your stuff, you're kind of proud of it, so you print out a poster, and then you go present it. And you talk about collaboration, but really you're just showing your stuff to somebody else. That happens here at our conference, not unique or special or different. I think that there is an evolution that we can be thinking about, which is how do we go from sharing what you've learned after you've done it to sharing what you're doing while you're doing it? And more idealistically, share what you'd like to do before you do it. I think that one of the things that I pride ourselves in a community is that we open and invite the opportunities to have works in progress shared at our during our collaborator showcase, because at least it gets us to the point that someone can have a conversation with somebody else about what they are doing with the legitimate hope that there might be somebody who's willing to collaborate and partner on that. But I'd also, as Maarten presented in our plenary, if we are going to believe, which I now, after spending a lot of time with Maarten over the last several months, I am firmly convinced network studies are the only way we can move forward for the reliable evidence. But that now requires us to have a totally different level of collaboration. It means that we need to figure out what questions we're going to ask. We need to figure out who's going to collaborate up front and how we're going to work together. And that's a different, more rigorous, more challenging way of collaboration that I think we're capable of. It's just going to require a different discipline than what we've had up to this point. I think we need to evolve from a situation where many of us think that we can do it ourselves to us having the courage to ask for help. And Craig and I argued about this, that it may be too bold for me to say, to accuse you all of not having courage. But I think it's hard to ask for help. It's unnatural to ask for help, particularly because you're talking to somebody who maybe you don't have a responsibility or authority for. You don't necessarily know what you have to offer in that collaboration, and it's uncomfortable. Last year, I asked for help, and it failed. And sometimes when you ask for help, you're not necessarily going to get what you need. However, I think it does take courage, and it's something that we can build up as a strength of our community, that we can be comfortable having the courage to ask for help because we know that we have a community that's going to be there to help them. I think we actually can evolve in terms of going from caring to help others when asked, to being proactive to seek opportunities to contribute to others. I will say the one thing that I always am, what always gives me tremendous energy from any Odyssey event is I think we are in no shortage of caring. Like, nobody's here because you're forced to be here. Nobody's here because you're begrudgingly paid to be here. Certainly George and I aren't giving out money to anybody. We're trying to take your money. We are largely here because we have a shared mission and a shared purpose, and we actually believe in what we're trying to achieve. So I don't think we have a problem of caring. But I do think that we need to create swim lanes where we can actually take advantage of that caring in an appropriate way to figure out how to collaborate with each other more effectively. And we talk about the fact that as individuals, we put a dot on a map and we say, these are our collaborations. We celebrate the fact that in Europe, we have a series of national nodes. But I'd actually challenge us to think about the fact that we can go from being a node in a network to become the edges that actually connect the nodes. And together, we could actually be the world's most robust knowledge graph if we can connect all those nodes and edges together. This is a vocabulary call out. So I want to challenge you all to think about how we can collaborate together. I want you to put yourself outside of your comfort zone to think about how you can work at a global scale, recognizing that none of us can actually do all of this by ourselves, and there is no one institution or country that actually has the capability of doing everything that we want. We have to figure out how to work at a global scale if we're going to actually achieve the mission that we have, and that's going to require us to figure out new ways of working that are going to be hard and uncomfortable. So to start that, I've got a more simple basic exercise that we're going to do. I figured if I'm going to challenge you all to do global collaboration, that we have to figure out some way to have a global challenge. Greg. So your challenge, every one of you's got a globe. You can look under your table if you're not convinced. All right, so here's your global challenge. First one is, if you got a ball that's not fully filled up, you should probably blow it up. Big shout out to all those Columbia volunteers who blew up all these balls for you. But this isn't just some sort of giveaway. No, we've got an action that we're going to be doing for the next 15 minutes. What I want you to do, also on your table, are Sharpie pens, thick and thin. I want you to put yourself on your globe. I want you to write your name, draw a line to your home location, and also next to your name, I want you to put what is your areas of interest. So you can just put a little square if you're data standards interest, a triangle there if you're doing methodological research, a circle if you're doing open source development, or a star if you're doing clinical applications. After you have written your name on that ball, your name and your interest on that ball, I want you to hit that globe as far as you can in this room. Something like this. After you've hit your ball, you repeat. Find another ball, write your name on it, hit it as far as you can, and repeat. You've got 15 minutes to complete this Odyssey Global Challenge. You fail the challenge if you're just holding onto the ball by yourself. Everybody has to play in the global challenge for us to be able to win. Find a ball, side a ball, hit a ball. You can fill them up if you get an empty one. bag of 100 sugar. So yes, you can have it. Christian, you got one there. Another repeat. Good. Tell me, actually, that's a good barometer. Tell me when you get ready. That's actually a good test. Yeah, I'll tell them to come back in. I'm going to give you all a 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning to complete the Odyssey Global Challenge. 30 seconds to win the Odyssey Global Challenge. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Stop the Odyssey Global Challenge. So, before we just talk about the silly shenanigans, statistical thought here. How many of you got to sign balls and you never got a duplicate? Raise your hand if you never got a duplicate. Look around. Half of you didn't even get a duplicate. Of those that got a duplicate, how many of you got only one duplicate? So raise your hand if it's 0 or 1. Okay. How many of you got 2 duplicates? Okay. Who had the most duplicates? Who just kept getting their own ball? Ben? All right. Okay. Well, I'll use the statistics to actually argue that we have a pretty large community. And our community is pretty big. It's all around the world. And if you don't actually reach out and engage and try to explore, you can find yourself maybe being a little bit too insular. But we have a very big community and a very big world and a very big opportunity to collaborate and do something profound. One of the things I want to leave you with is that the Odyssey community isn't about Odyssey. It's not about any one organization. It's not about George and I at the coordinating center. It's about you all. This Odyssey logo is literally you all. Every one of you who registered for this event is on that Odyssey logo. I'll let you try to see if you can find yourself. I'll give you a sneak hint that it's ordered by who registered fastest and made Elise the happiest. So if your name is very tiny, you know what to do for future reference. But all of you, all 420 of you that registered as of Sunday, are represented because Odyssey is one community made up of all of you. But we, as a community, have to figure out a way to actually work together as a global collaboration. Maybe it doesn't start with asking you to write a paper for Legend, even though Mark still really wants you to do that and really needs help on his H-index. Maybe it actually starts with something very simple. We're going to go take a picture as a group, but I want you to go back to these basic questions we started the day with. What are you doing in Odyssey? What do you want to be doing in Odyssey? And what do you need help to do in Odyssey? And the specific challenge that I have, all of you should now have a globe in front of you. That is a keepsake to take, but it's also a challenge. Because what I want you to do is after we go take a photo, of which Craig wants me to make it crystal clear, you cannot bring your globe to the photo. After the photo, you're going to come back here, you're going to get your globe, and my challenge for you is you don't have to publish a Legend hypertension or diabetes study, although Mark wants you to. Why don't you start by finding one person on your globe? Go over and figure out from one of those collaborators, what are they doing? What do they want to be doing? And what help do they need? Just find one person on the wall, send one email, and let's start baby steps to collaborate together as a global community. Because as a global community, I think we can do big things, but it's going to start today with one baby step in that right direction. All right? So with that, please go out to the atrium to take a group photo, come back, get your ball, and please join me in the baby step of our next step to a global collaboration.